Previously on Road to Loretta's.
It's about putting the whole bigger picture together and knowing that every single day you're pushing yourself to the limit, but you're not pushing yourself over it.
It's the most important race you've ever been in because it's the one that everyone's watching.
If I'm not improving as much as I want to and not, making it to these big races, that might, draw an end to me.
I mean, Loretta's is that important where you would have to do whatever it takes to win.
Everybody who's done anything in Supercross, myself, Ricky Carmichael, Jerry McGrath, all these guys came up through Loretta's.
It's the biggest, the best, most pristine amateur national in the world.
If you want to get on the radar of amateur motocross, this is the place to be. This is the proving grounds, because if you win here, you beat everyone. And I think that's what makes this the crucible of amateur motocross. It does not get any more competitive than Loretta Lynn.
Like Loretta Lynn's, the Millsaps training facility welcomes a new class of future champions through its gates every season. Dakota Alex trains here in hopes of being able to edge out the competition this year at the ranch. But along the road to Loretta's, sometimes the competition is your next door neighbor.
Well, yeah, I had to leave all my friends back in home and a lot of family back there. Like, I live here by myself, but I mean, I gotta do whatever it takes if I want to make my dreams become true.
No dream can be achieved without sacrifice. For the Rodriguez family, this means Anthony's father only gets the opportunity to see his son's progression a few times a year.
Well, first year, my dad was here about the whole year pretty much, but his work went down, so we pretty much had to go back. I was gonna go back to my country and probably never come back again. And then Colleen helped me really good. And then financial ways we could stay. But the only reason I stayed was because my dad had to go back home and make his work big again. I don't get to see him very often, but if it takes that to be a pro, that's what I'm gonna do.
Earning a second place last year at the ranch, Anthony is well aware of the trials which lie ahead of him. Few athletes of any discipline can understand the complexities of being an elite motocross athlete. The monotony of 12-hour training days can take its toll on even the best. But with the weight of his career, his family, and his own expectations on his shoulders, Anthony pushes the limit to be the best.
Like, everyone's training hard, everyone's trying to get that spot that I'm looking for. Whoever is trying the best and working as hard as possible is who's gonna take it.
Anthony knows that he is not the only one doing what it takes. Training can become second nature, but what separates champions is the mental edge it takes to win.
All the fast riders out there, everybody's over there. Like, if you say you want Loretta's, it's something really important. So I just want to be one of those guys that can say that.
With Loretta Lynn's drawing nearer by the day, his window of opportunity to prepare is now.
So this weekend is going to be the first step to qualify for Loretta's. He's an area qualifier for the Southeast. Hopefully I'll do really good there, which I think I will. And just race that as good as I can and get ready for the regional doing.
After weeks of preparation, most of the MTF riders headed to Aonia Pass for the Southeast Area Qualifier. While they learn about teamwork and camaraderie during the week, all common courtesies are set aside on race day, even with longtime friend Dakota Alex.
We're definitely friends, really close friends, but when we're in the game, we forget about all of that. We got to race our race and just prove ourselves how fast we are. And he is doing the same, I'm sure, on every rider in the world.
With his own set of expectations for the season, Dakota too seeks nothing less than victory from himself at the qualifying rounds.
I never won Loretta's, and this year I really want to, and it'd mean a lot more to me and to all my sponsors to do it in the most static class versus the class when I won it.
If racing in the pro ranks is in Dakota's future, these same athletes will be lining up alongside him for years to come.
Just go out there, try to win motos, but if I cannot win them, at least just make it to the regional, you know?
In motocross, planning for the worst is the only way to succeed at your best.
anything could happen. I think I proved that last year by not making it.
To both riders' dismay, the pace was set early by longtime competitor Jace Owen. Although the top 7 advance to the regionals, each has to decide how much farther they can push when the time counts.
I'm not really frustrated or happy. I know I just kind of basically rode around this weekend just to make sure I got in top 7. I learned last year that a lot of things could happen, and it's way better to be safe than sorry at a regional area.
Each time on the racetrack is an opportunity to learn, race, analyze, improve, repeat.
Well, definitely here all I needed to do was qualify. But I want to explain to everyone that I'm here to win, so I couldn't show them this weekend on the 250 class, but next time I will show them.
A day's drive to the north, south of the border motocross fuses progressive motocross training with the neon lights of yesteryear. In the front of the resort, the 1970s ambiance lives on. Towards the back, some of amateur motocross' brightest stars shine behind the ballast facade. Among them is Christina Older, pushing the next generation of women's racing.
Back in October, I moved to south of the border. It's a big resort, and it was really big back in the 1970s, and now they built a huge motocross training facility. It's awesome. I mean, we have 2 outdoor tracks, an arena cross track, a supercross track, turn tracks.
Although its setting is unorthodox, the training facility is first-rate.
I mean, it's a crazy facility. Like, we have a Ferris wheel, we have putt-putt golf, and then, you know, you drive back here and there's a motocross track.
With the right tools in the right place, Christina makes the most of her surroundings, fueled by her passion to succeed.
I mean, it's definitely, it's a job now. It's not, I don't wake up and say like, hey, let's go riding. You know, like I wanna race, I wanna win, this is my job. I wake up every day striving to be better and just work harder.
Christina arrives on race day with one goal in mind, to win. With women's motocross on the rise, she works to stay ahead of the curve.
Well, Loretta Lynn's, you know, it's like the biggest amateur thing. You know, you work all year for it. You do qualifiers and regionals, and it's just like the most important thing as a racer. It's like that's what you strive for. You know, it's just a wonderful experience.
If Christina needs inspiration, she needs to look no further than Ashley Fialik.
Growing up, I always looked up to Ashley a lot, and I mean, when she was growing up, there was kind of a little bit less field in her class. And now that like I'm racing in the girls class and the women's class now, there's a lot more depth in the field, and it's really cool to be racing like in these years, because there's just, when you win in the women's class now, like it's not like, oh, you just won in the women's. It's really cool because there's a lot of girls that are fast and there's a lot of rising amateurs, and I'm really thankful to be part of that.
With the aggression of her male counterparts, she works to perfect her craft and to make a statement at Loretta Lynn's. And just like the boys class, sometimes those plans are met with heartbreaking defeat.
I just always wanted to win there. I want to get the #1 play. I've won mostly all the other nationals I've gone to, I've won. So it's just Loretta's I need to win now, and then hopefully take the next step and maybe get to the WMX.
The setbacks of the past serve as motivation for the future.
Last year was a big heartbreaker for me. I went into Loretta's expecting to win, and when the gate dropped, it wasn't me. So this year, I'm going there to win.
With the past behind her, she learns from her mistakes in search of the elusive win in 2012.
My confidence is good. I know what I need to work on now, and I know everything that, you know, what I'm good at, what I'm not good at. So now we're just going to work on my weaknesses and, you know, make them to positives, and I'll definitely be ready for Loretta's.
A win at Loretta's would not only accomplish a major milestone in her career, but also propel her forward into the pro ranks of the WMX.
I mean, I just want to win. Like, there's nothing better in the world. Like, when you know you worked hard and you got the #1 plate and it's yours, it's in your hands, and you deserved it because you worked hard, and that's why I want to win Loretta's.
Next week on Road to Loretta's, Zach Fulkerson pursues his dream of finally qualifying for Loretta Lynn's.
I think at Loretta's it's going to be grueling, it's going to be hard, but it's really what I want to do. I want to go out there and show what I've got, give it everything.
As qualifiers press on, the pressure to make the cut intensifies.
It gets hard sometimes, but I feel like if I go through that pain and that struggle and end up paying off to the end, and when it does pay off, that's the greatest feeling ever.